Hey guys, it's Adam here from ariacreative.ca, and this is part 2 of the portrait retouching series, and today we're going to be looking at smoothing skin. Open up Photoshop, and we've got the lovely Alana here. First thing I like to do is clear up any major blemishes. What I like to do at the very beginning is duplicate your background layer just so you have your original untouched image you can go back to if you need to. So the patch tool, basically what you do with this is it's just like your lasso tool, selection tool. You select a blemish and you'll see the icon kind of changes when you roll over it. You click and drag this to a clean area and it replaces it. It's the same concept as the healing brush, but just a little bit different method, which is what I prefer. I like to do very detailed work, especially if it's a close-up like this one is. Not necessarily a close-up, but if it's not a full body shot, where it's kind of focused on the face, I do a little bit more detailed job. Sometimes I will actually come in and do the blemishes one by one. A couple quick tips about the patch tool is generally the larger area that you select, the better it's going to blend. Of course there are exceptions, so just kind of play around with it and see what works. And it's also worth noting that you should be working at least 100% view. If you're not seeing all of the detail that there is there. And that being said, you should also occasionally zoom out to view the full image to see what it looks like from a distance, because that's how most people are going to be viewing it. So make sure you have a good balance of that. So once you've got your blemishes cleaned up, a lot of times you'll get a little bit of your model just a little bit blown out, meaning that you've lost the detail because of too much light. You can attempt to put texture back in with the patch tool as well. So if I grab this, kind of grab a big area here and find something that's fairly flat like this but has texture, maybe I'll go up here, you can just drop that in and you can kind of blend it and add a little bit of texture to bring that back so it's not blown out. So after I've done the blemishes and cleaned up anything blown out, I like to do, everybody's got a little bit of bags under their eyes. Some are worse than others. For her, I want to kind of reduce them as much as possible. So I like to just grab the whole thing. You don't want to go right up to the eye, you'll get some weird blurring stuff, but about like that. And I like to keep as close as you can to where it begins along the bottom here. I just find that it blends a lot better. And just drag it straight down. There should be enough room right below to be able to do that, and drag it. And you might have to do a little bit of cleanup on the transition, and it usually does a pretty good job. Don't get rid of all of it, that looks completely unnatural because the eyes are farther back set into the head. I'm just going to give you a little before and after. If you're not in full screen watching this right now, switch it to full screen so you can actually see. We've got the after and we've got the before. Subtle differences, but it is noticeable. I would stop here on this photo. I'm pretty happy with the way it looks, but I know a lot of people like to do softening of the skin, making the skin perfectly smooth. I'm not particularly into that, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So we're going to duplicate the layer one more time. This is going to be your blurred layer, so you're going to go Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. It's okay if there's a little more blur than you'd like. Right about there should be fine. Then you're going to hold Alt and click your new mask icon with the blurred layer selected. This is going to add a black mask. So we want to put our opacity up to 100%, have a white brush, and you want it to be feathered. And then we're going to go in and just paint in the entire face. It's okay if you blur the eyes and mouth and those things for now. We're going to fix that in a second. Now we're going to switch to a black brush. So I'm going to bring the opacity down a little bit just so I have a little more room to play with here, because you don't want a really hard line. So just go over it a couple of times with a lower opacity brush. And The eyebrows, and we are going to be reducing this blur a little bit, so it's okay if it looks a little ridiculous. Just try and get it fairly close for now. You can do some touch-ups afterwards. So now we've got our blur where we want it. Now you just need to adjust it to how much blur you like. So what you want to do is bring your opacity down. What you can do if you want less blur, but when you bring it down you're getting too much texture, or there's just something you don't like about it, you want it a little bit smoother but you don't want it to look like plastic, you can bring it up. And then what you want to do is hold Command or Control on Windows and click on your mask. This is going to select your mask area. And with that selected, you want to create a new layer. Then you want to go to Edit, Fill, and we want to use a 50% gray fill. Now with your mask still selected, you want to go to Filter, Noise, Add Noise. You want maybe between 2 and 3%. Now under your blending options, select Soft Light. This just adds a little bit. You can see the grain in there. I'm going to turn it on and off, and it does kind of give it the texture of skin. We've got after, before, after. So that's all I got for you today. I'll see you guys next time with part 3 of this series. So make sure if you learned something from this video, like it. Definitely subscribe, because I'm going to be posting more videos. Check out my other videos, share them, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time.